How to avoid 40% tax rate in the UK. Okay, nobody likes paying tax, and any way which you can avoid tax is entirely legal. Remember, tax evasion is illegal, tax avoidance is legal. Okay, so first of all, to break this down and make it clear, I'm going to go to the UK government website, income tax rate and personal allowances, so you all understand exactly what I mean. As you all know, or I'll hope you know from our channel, your personal allowance in the UK, you have a taxable income of up to £12,570, which is taxed at a 0 rate of tax. Great. After that, you have a basic rate of tax of 20% on everything between £12,571 to £50,270. You then have a higher rate tax of 40%. From £50,271 to £125,140, and then you have an additional rate tax of 45% for everything over £125,000 and £125,140. So what you really need to be doing is, let's take a very generic example. Say you have a salary of £60,000. I'm going to circle and round these figures up. Say you have a salary of £60,000 in the UK. Okay, based on these figures, right? Or say 60,270. Based on this figure, the last £10,000 of your income is obviously going to be taxed at the higher rate of tax, which is 40%. So that's extremely frustrating for you. Everything up to 12,570 was tax-free. Everything up to 50,270 was taxed at 20%. On that final £10,000, you're being taxed 40%. So if you break that down in your head, say you're being paid £60,000 per annum, break that down weekly, across the course of 5 days. It's almost like when you go to work on a Friday, you're being taxed double what you're being taxed for the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you think about that in your head. So for a lot of people, you need to be understanding how can you try to avoid paying additional or higher rates of tax. Now, in that same scenario, £60,270 income. Now, out of that income per year, the £60,270, if you were to make a pension contribution of £10,000 in that year, that £10,000 would be reduced from your PAYE slip and it would go straight into your pension pot. As such, that £10,000 would not have the 40% income tax applied to it. Now, if you think about it, if you have that £10,000 paid to you, you will have an income tax rate of 40% applied, which is £4,000 will go to the UK government. Alternatively, you could effectively save £6,000 and you would get the £4,000 back and it would go into your pension pot. So in total, £10,000 would go into your pension pot, but actually it's only really cost you £6,000 because £4,000, 40% of £10,000 would have gone to the UK government in income tax. Now, it's extremely important to understand and go through a proper advice process with a regulated financial advisor to understand, is making pension contributions suitable for you? Personally, in my experience, it is one of the most underused tools by financial advisors and also accountants. I feel are not doing a good enough job of this in the UK, of advising clients that they should be making these types of contributions. So if you think about it, over the course of say a 5, 10, 15, 20 year period, you could save yourself a huge amount of tax and also give yourself an excellent foundation for your retirement. The more money you can put into a pension pot at a younger period of time, plus compounding, growth, past performance, no guide to future performance, but equity markets over the long term have grown toward 10% per annum. That's a very, very good way to provide yourself with security and protection. Maybe you're able to retire earlier, work part-time, go consulting, whatever it is later in your life. So really, really important here. That's a classic way using a pension pot to reduce your tax. Now, it's very important to note that can obviously only be done inside your employer pension scheme. It's more difficult to do this outside. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask me about this, you can head to the comment section below. Let me know how you're avoiding 40% or 45% tax rates in the UK. And as always, take care with UK pension assets.